Okay, so a couple days ago I was riding my bike to work and I noticed that I couldn't get the bike to shift all the way down into the two smallest cogs in the rear. So kind of a little demonstration of what's going on here. In the big cog, it didn't want to quite stay up in there, so my first initial thought was that the cable's starting to fray there at the shifter. As you can see, it kind of just stalls out there. I've got the shifter all the way down, all the slack taken out, and so if I manually pull back on it here, it was able to go down. So figured it's either a broken shifter or sometimes that coating that's on the Shimano shifters can get clogged up within the lines and such there. So typically what I'll do first thing is just to pull the hood back and try to get a little visual inspection. There's that little gray piece there that you can pull that back and gain a little better access to the cable, to inspect it or replace it or whatever. And so just kind of visually looking at it at this point, I couldn't really see anything just yet. So what I'm going to do first, so I can pull it out a little further and get a little better visual idea on it, do a few tests, see how the cable slid through the housings and stuff. I'm just going to disconnect the cable at the pinch bolt here, and then from here I'm able to just slide the housing and everything off there, and then I can kind of push it up slightly through the frame and give myself a little more slack there at the shifter. So it's kind of funny that I did a video just the other day on how to replace a shift cable when the cable tip breaks off or partially breaks off, and I think I was bagging on somebody for surely you would have noticed this for a long time, but I literally had one ride, and when I noticed it there. So, and pulling that out, I could see one little, if you can see it there, but there's one little wire that's starting. I could see that it's frayed, so I knew at that point that the shift cable was shot there. One little tip, if you have a rotational work stand, I like to rotate things up, so I can see under the bottom bracket, and it just makes it easier to get a better line of sight and work on things. So, if you have a little work stand or something and you find yourself hunching over, getting under the bottom of the bike, then, rotate it up, makes it a lot easier. So I just putting some, the cables are internally routed on this frame, so I just threaded some little Teflon tubes there to make it easier to put the cables back in or the new cable in. So just pushing on the wire there, and you can see it pushing through here, so we're sliding really well through the housing. So I just left the tape and the housing and everything on there. But you can see, even further as I pull this apart, you can definitely see a wire or two that are frayed out. And then if I get up on the other end, you can really see it there. So it's probably solid 1/3 or half of the way through. And it had been shifting fine up until just yesterday. So kind of like on the other video, I'm just going to clip it here and then pull the broken strands off, and then that will allow me to just push the wire right on through the shifter and get the piece, the head and everything out. If you try to push it through like this, it's just going to clog up and be super difficult, make a big mess and fray cables out into your shifter. So got those pieces out, and that's kind of the amount of broken cables there that I had. See it a little better there, so yeah, that was the issue. I'm just sliding a new cable up in through here, and you want to slide it through and then poke it down into the little pocket there. This is that Shimano Ultegra 6800 11 speed series shifter there. Just poking the wire up through the little tube there. These are a lot easier to switch out. Just if you have an inner wire that breaks, pretty easy to put new cables in if you need to. So yeah, I'm just threading the inner wire back through the little Teflon tube here, and it's basically just reverse what I did. Get everything, slide through the little cable guide under the bottom bracket, and then through the there through the chainstay, and then it's a good idea to just thread your adjusting barrel all the way in. Start out with no slack in the cable and just pull it tight, cinch it down. It's pretty straightforward repair there. So you might make sure the ends of the cable housings aren't kinked or anything. If they are, you'll want to, it's pretty common on this back piece, so you'll want to replace that if need be. But otherwise, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing. Any questions, just leave them down there in the comments, and thanks for watching.